As we have been discussing, that Surya not only the life force, also everything. Especially in the last class, we saw Esa Brahmascha Vishnuscha Shivaskandha Prajapati Mahendro Dhanadaha Kala Yama Somam Hyapampati. So the Surya, indeed Brahma, the creator, Vishnu, the sustainer, and Shiva, that who is the cause to bring the change, and Skandha, life force, or Kumara Kartikeya, Prajapati, the one who is the cause of all the life, Mahindra, Indra, means who is the embodiment of all strength, Dhanadaha, the one who is the embodiment of the wealth too. Interestingly, Kala, that also we discussed. So Kala means the originator of the time, because of whose presence time is being calculated. And of course, again he becomes Yama. Yama means as controller. And of course, in Puranic ways, we do say, as we discussed this point, that Yama also happens to be the son of Surya. As we start looking at further and further, interestingly, we also need to see how this Surya really helps in our day-to-day life, how it really moves. In fact, the whole creation is completely governed by the Surya. That's why let us look at beautifully this verse number 9. Today we are supposed to say, please chant. Pitaro Vasava Sadhya Ashwino Maruto Manu Vayu Banni Praja Prana Rutukarta Prabhakara. Pitaro Vasava Sadhya Ashwino Maruto Manu Vayu Banni Praja Prana Rutukarta Prabhakara. Now starts saying that, look, it is not whatever about gods you are talking. There are so many things are there to talk about the Surya. How Surya represents in all the forms. Starts with Pitaraha. So Pitaraha means our ancestors. So we have called something called Pitruloka. Interestingly, if you observe, this is what we do it. In, of course, in different religion, differently are there. When we look at especially here, when any, let us say parents or this elderly people passes away, generally 1 year, they will be on the shoulder of the Karta. That's why the one who is the Karta means the one who does the ritual, okay, funeral rites. Especially it always goes to eldest son, generally, with some exceptions and other things. Generally, because the Preta means the one who has gone, left the body without informing and without interest. Prakarshana ita gatatvat. Forcefully the person has left the body. That's why nobody wants to die. All are forced to leave the body. You understand? That's why they are called Preta. In Tamil called Pei. Different language, different way they do talk. So when we look at this aspect, that because the departed soul symbolically resides on the right shoulder or any shoulder, mainly right shoulder, that's why that person is not allowed to visit any temple for 1 year. Strictly it is being followed. Generally, if anybody passes away, especially Karta, other people can go hidingly. But Karta cannot go to any temple for 1 year. Because the person does not want to pollute the auspicious place. And a lot of other things also will happen. Why? The reason is because the ancestors or our father, mother, whoever, they should have natural departure. So during 1 year of time, they do understand the situations. And based on the situations, they try to live peacefully after 1 year. And when they leave, there is a loka means there is a space for them. So that space is called as Pitruloka. So that is what is being highlighted here. So Pitaraha means that the ancestors, those who live in the Pitruloka, in fact, the sun is in their form. That's why if you observe when the Shraddham is being done, so when do we do the Shraddham? When the sun is in the peak, noon time. Nobody does Shraddha 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock unless you have some other program or some other plan, okay? Shraddham is supposed to be done noon time when the sun is in the peak. This is the link I am trying to give. So that here the Pitaraha means the ancestors are in the form of Surya, or you can say Surya is in the form of ancestor. That is better way, okay? Surya, the sun god, is in the form of ancestors. That's why we have a habit to offer water to the ancestors through the sun. If we discover that if our ancestors are not happy, not satisfied, there is some issue, we do offer water regularly. That's why this Ganga rituals and other things are being done mainly for that sake. To make sure that the ancestors are being released, let them have different travel altogether. So all are connected to Surya because we cannot reach them. It is exactly like, look, we do talk this language. You may say how it can reach them, how is it possible? It is exactly like, suppose if you want to send me some money, let us say euro cannot reach me. You send euro. Now the euro gets converted into Indian currency. Now the Indian currency will reach me, not the euro. So there is a process. And suppose, let us say I don't encash. If I don't encash because this address is not available or account is missing or whatever is not, then if it is not getting transferred or not reached, not claimed, what will happen to that money? Again, will it go back to you or not? Okay, of course some commissions here and there will go, that's different thing altogether. But the money will go back. So now how the transfer happens, same thing also, one can reach to the ancestors. One can please the ancestors through the Surya. That's why Shraddham is being done noon time. So if you cannot do Shraddham, like for example some of you it's difficult, at least during noon time, feed somebody. Call somebody and feed. Take care of this part. That's enough. In fact, technically we do also another thing. Sometimes we do offer, we do give to the bird, especially crow. Actually, crow represents ancestors. There is another story goes behind that. And also some cases we have noticed, observed, many people have also told this thing, that when they are not happy, in fact, crow will not come to eat. In India, plenty of crows, sometimes they don't come at all. And sometimes they will make a lot of noise, but they will not eat. That's a very painful thing. They will make a lot of noise, but they will never come to eat. Not to eat. Then I have seen one case, it was very amazing for me. that another lady went, did namaskaram and called, please come and have and toss the food where they had kept on the top. Now all the crows comes and started eating. Means how to explain these sort of things. However, let us not get into that sort of subjectivity. Here the point, what I would like to highlight here is, the Surya now is available in every form, also including ancestors. Then he says, not only ancestors, also Vasavas. So Vasa means we have 8 Vasus, a group of gods, starting with Agni. So he says also, look, now this Surya also represents that. Because these Ashtavasu are nothing but they are the representative, or they are the leaves, the part of Hiranyagarbha. So indirectly again it is hinting that the Surya is nothing but Hiranyagarbha. Okay? Refer our Mundaka Upanishad. What is Hiranyagarbha? Okay? Then not only that, says beautifully that also they are called Sadhya. So Sadhya means Siddha Purusas. Some people say this is one type of God, but I will take it as Siddha. Siddha Purusha means those who have great yogis. They do have their own locus. They do live. So now that is being also being presented here as the Surya is in their pot. And not only that, says that Ashwina means there are, because all are group of gods, Ashwina only 2 people are together, okay? Twins. So they are supposed to be the carrier of medicine, messenger of medicine, okay? Dhananjaya happens to be, what do you call? Dhanvantari happens to be the god of medicine, but the Ashwini Kumara always the messenger, okay? So we have a lot of discussion about Ashwini Kumara, let me not get into too much details, but we say very clearly, this Ashwini Kumara sometimes messenger, sometimes they say this is physician. Gods do not divine physician. So imagine, suppose let us say Indra will have some pain, okay, stomach pain, because that he ate something or people gave him. What? Whom to call? Now call Ashwini Kumara. Hey, come and take care of me. What is happening in me? Okay, joke apart. And not only that, Maruta. So Maruta means, interestingly, again Marut means a group of 49 gods. Okay? Wow. See, now Vidyut Devi, not Devata here, Vidyut Devi, okay? Lightning. So, Marut, in short we say wind god. It's not wind. Actually, Vayu Devata, interestingly you have to understand this. There is a difference between Marut and Vayu. Vayu means wind god we call. Wind god is a representative of, or who is leading the whole 49 group of wind. That's why wind never comes alone. So all the 49 types of wind come together. That's why we say very nicely that when the body leaves, at the time of death, you will discover that as though all the 49 winds are slowly going out. That sort of vacuum is being created in the body. It's not a joke to go through that stage. And once you tested that, I'm using the word, once you have tested that, feeling that experience, I'll tell you, nothing can shake you in your life. Because really something to be observed, something to be noticed. That's why spending some time practicing, seeing that process of dying, not mentally, not visualizing, because mentally visualizing will not work when you are emotional, you may remember. It will not work at all. Whereas with yoga practices, when you start seeing that, you will see a big difference. Now what is being highlighted here is that a group of 49 gods, wind gods, now that is also Surya. In fact, we say that the Surya becomes the cause of the wind. When the temperature differs, when the temperature fluctuates, then only wind becomes active. However, not only that, says beautifully that also Manu. So Manu means, actually Manu is called son of Surya, from whom we all are born. In fact, in different occasions differently have been said that Hiranyagarbha, from Hiranyagarbha comes Manu. And here is being said that Manu, the one from whom we have come, that's why, because we are the offspring of Manu, that's why we are called Manava, human being. Because of Manu, we are called Manava, human beings. In fact, if we see Bhagavad Gita 4th chapter, in fact the first verse itself, will open it. Ibam vivaswata yogam proktam banavayam vivaswana manave praha manu ikshwake abravit. The teaching starts there. Lord Krishna highlights, don't worry, that I gave this knowledge at the time of creation to the Lord's Son. And of course, in turn, Lord's Son gave to Manu. And of course, Manu gave to Ikshaku, then he started continuing. So to highlight this aspect, that how this progeny or the clan and the knowledge tradition are parallelly continuing together. They are not separate either. That's why we say, who is our first father? We will say, who is your first teacher? Who is our first teacher? The first teacher and first father becomes one and same. There is no difference at all. However, says beautifully that when this is the situation, now not only that, he says again Vayu, okay, one Vayu was gone, that Marut. Again, what is this Vayu? Again wind, what is the wind? Here we can take this wind little differently. That this wind that is being pervaded in the body. Those we have taken the wind, external wind, which includes 49 wind gods, Marut time. So this wind we can look at, that the wind that is in our internal body. So because of which now this body moves. In fact, that is also sun alone. That's why based on the temperature, our movement happens. Have you not observed this small thing in your life? Especially when there is no much sunlight, you get catch everywhere in the body. Even if you lift small things, you get a back catch. Whereas when sun is strong, nothing happens to you. So that also is nothing but sun. And of course, Vannihi. So Vannihi means the fire. So when we say fire, please understand, fire also represents, or you can say the sun is in the form of fire. In fact, when we look at all these things, that very nicely in different places, in fact I was looking at very nicely, one place is being said, all these things you will find in Taittiriya Aranyaka. Where is being said, let me have a look. Aditya Sarvogni Prithibhyam Vayu Antarikshe Surya Devi Chandrama Dikshu Nakshatrani Soloke iti. So if we try to understand that Aditya, oh, I'm not able to really see the thing without specs, huh? My goodness. So Aditya Sarvogni Pratibhyam. So whatever fire you see on the earth, please understand, again that is nothing but it is related to the sun. Whether it is in atmosphere, wind in the atmosphere, or the sun in interstellar space, or Chandrama Dikshu, the moon is moving around. Remember, indeed is nothing but is called what? All are the manifestation of this universal power. So when we look at these aspects, here everything is being pointed out to Surya. And finally says, look, not only that, Prajaha. So Prajaha means all forms of life. That means in this planet, whatever you are seeing, all are because of Surya. Because the heat and the light of sun only makes everything to grow. As you know, if there is no heat, nothing can germinate. All this your photosynthesis process or anything has to happen because of these two processes called heat and light. And the heat and light comes from Surya. And of course, then he says, not only that, comes that Prana. So when you look at Prana, so Prana means the entire life force. In fact, because of our vital energy, this Prana Shakti becomes our power of thinking. If you observe, whenever your Prana is high, your thinking becomes higher. When your Prana is low, your thinking becomes low. Can you see this point very carefully? So the Prana is completely related to our thinking faculty. And interestingly, this Prana is directly connected to Surya. In fact, Surya is in the form of Prana. That's why if you observe, when this temple consecration takes place, what we call as this, every 12 years or accordingly when they do it. When do they do this? Especially the Gopuram, when they try to put the kalasam and other things. What time it happens? In the early morning. Have you not observed this? When the sun rises during early morning, it has to be done. Because it is again connected to the sun. That's why we say beautifully, the kalasam, that is, the kalasam means the top of that is being presented over. That is being respected because inside there is God. If there is no God, will anybody respect the kalasam? Definitely not. So also the prana. So based on your prana, your thinking and everything happens. In fact, people acknowledge you, people respect you, everything because of your prana. And of course, prana, as you know, is related to many things. And of course, it keeps fluctuating too. Some people are there to drain your prana. From some people, you manage prana. Some people, you gain prana. You understand? Draining, gaining and managing. That's why one has to be very careful with reference to food, with reference to thinking, with reference to lifestyle, with reference to mingling with the people, where I am supposed to gain prana, not lose my prana. Hey, don't be too selfish, okay? Please understand, okay? But in the beginning stages, of course, you need to be selfish to protect yourself. Once you are being protected, of course, you will be available to give your prana to others. So that's why this is a knack to give your prana to others, which is possible, not that it is not impossible at all. All these are possible. It is just a matter of time to understand this. However, when this happens, And of course, what he says, if this is the case, not only that, Rutu Karta. So Rutu Karta means the one who is the maker of the seasons. So interestingly, if we observe, this Surya is the cause of all the seasons. Third Ritu we have 6 seasons, okay? But nowadays only we know 3, okay? Mainly all over the, now also we have got, somebody asked very nicely, how many seasons do you see in Chennai? 3 seasons. What are they? Hot, hotter, hottest. This is called Chennai joke, okay? We have 3 seasons: hot, hotter, and hottest. There is no other season, okay? Whereas commonly we understand only 3. What we call as that Varsha, Sita, and Grishma. Rainy season, winter, and summer. Whereas other 3 are gone somewhere. This autumn, spring, and whatnot is really very few people observe. Now he says all the seasonal changes happens. It is because of Surya. If Surya is kind, this is the most important point. If Surya is kind, if Surya is being taken care of properly, you will be able to see all the 6 seasons very carefully. You will be able to experience. Whereas when Surya is not kind, definitely you cannot experience 6 seasons either. And not only that, he says Prabhakara. So Prabhakara means the one who illumines. In fact, another synonym of Bhaskara. The one who is illuminator, that we have seen already. So what is highlighting here is, now this Surya is available in all these forms. Means whatever you see is nothing but Surya. That's why Surya becomes direct God for us. Okay. What about other things? Okay, let's read verse number 10. It goes on and on, okay, don't worry. Aditya Savita Surya Khagah Pusha Gavastiman Suvarna Sadrisho Bhanuhu Hiranyareta Divakara. Aditya Savita Surya Khagah Pusha Gavastiman Suvarna Sadrisho Bhanuhu Hiranyareta Divakara. Says, look, Surya is being called as Aditya. So here it says Aditya because we have a lot of discussion about it. Sometimes we say because it is offspring of Aditi. That's why it is called Aditya. And of course we have seen this point in Kathopanishad. We have seen that the Aditi is in the Hrudaya Guhaya. So indirectly to point out that the universal power, thus Hiranyagarbha. We have seen. I'll try to give that verse sometimes, okay? Because I am not able to recollect that verse. I'll give you that verse. Once I'll find out, I'll let you know, okay? Very nicely that is being connected, whatever we talk about Aditi. So that we have seen it already in one of the verses in Kathopanishad. So here is being said, the son of Aditi is called Surya. And of course, not only that, Savita. So Savita means another name of Surya. That's why this Gayatri is called Savitri mantra. From Savita it comes Savitri. Actually, Gayatri is Chandas, but Devata is Savita. Savitu Devata. So that's why, because Savitu Devata, that's why it's the other name of this thing called Savitri. Actually, it is called popular Gayatri, but not Gayatri. Can you see this point? Gayatri is Chanda. Chanda means meter. 888. Like, you know, Tat Savitur Varenyam 8. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi 8. Dhiyo yo nah prachodayat 8. So 888 that which constitutes in 3 lines is called Gayatri meter, like Trishtup, Anushtup, Chanda, so also Gayatri Chanda. So here, Savita means the one who is a creator of life. Now that's why, that means when we talk about Gayatri, again Gayatri mantra or Savita here is nothing but the Ishwara, the Hiranyagarbha. So because this Ishwara comes, automatically we understand this is what constantly that we remember this. Then finally says Surya. Finally brings the word Surya. Okay? Surya means the one who keeps moving. Saratiti Surya. So the one who is constantly on move. Look, this was being talked first. Then later on they created story. No, Surya keeps moving on the earth. Because earth is steady, Surya keeps moving. Hey, remember, Surya doesn't move, okay? In fact, earth keeps moving around the sun. But remember, sun is not steady either. This is the beauty. The name itself says Surya. Surya means that which keeps moving. So interestingly, as you know, Surya keeps moving, the sun, our sun is keeping moving. In the galaxy, it keeps moving. And of course, all the planets are moving around Surya. But Surya is never steady. Remember one thing. Whatever is energetic, whatever is the source of energy, how can it be steady? Is it possible? A simple logic should be there, okay? If a child is very energetic and you ask the child to keep quiet, will it be possible? An energetic child cannot keep quiet. It's a simple logic. Energetic child has to make some noise, has to create some nuisance. So in life also, whoever is energetic cannot be quiet, has to do something. You understand? And whenever you are energetic, you have to do something. However, very nicely. And also says, Khagaha. Kha means Akasha, Gacchati iti. That one who moves in the interspace. So that means anything that which moves in the interspace. Any living beings. They are also aliens or whatever you can say. They also called here also sun, in the form of sun. And Pusha. So Pusha means Pushyati iti. So Pushnati iti Pusha. That means the one who provides food to all the living beings. So that means, okay, already we have seen sun in different way, but here also Savita, because this is the, we have to understand, Savita gives the life's form. Now Pusha in the form of sustaining it. So that means first giving the life, then same Surya sustains us, giving food. So when it sustains us, it's called Pusha. And comes Gavasthima, that we have seen also this point indirectly. The one who gives Ansuman, okay, Gavasthima, Ansuman, both are one and same. The one who gives the rays of light. And of course, here different type of light comes. There, when we say Ansuman, only the rays, direct rays. So when we say Gavasthima, there are some hidden lights too. Hidden rays, like alpha, omega, all sort of different lights are coming from sun. So that is what is being said here, Gavasthima. That means whatever rays you see, known, unknown, hidden, open, everything is from sun. And of course, sun is in that form. Suvarna Sadrusha, this is a beautiful word. Suvarna Sadrusha means one who shines like golden yellow color. And when it happens, especially when it happens in the eastern sky, rising sun, Suvarna Sadrusha, that is the source of energy. In fact, in many places has been highlighted very nicely. Suvarna is nothing but called Hiranyagarbha, because Tejohi, very nicely, Tejohi Hiranyam. Wherever there is brilliance, that is what is called as gold, golden color. Why in everywhere golden color is being appreciated. That's why when there is gold, especially ladies, I would like to say also openly, always in Indian context, of course now other context also, slowly things are changing. A lady always should have some gold in the body. Because a lady generally emotionally fluctuates. Whereas when the gold is there, the lady will not fluctuate that much. Of course, it should not be too much gold, okay? Not full of gold, okay? Please understand, okay? Now, because there are some ladies will start killing, okay? So, okay, now this is the right time, okay? So, please don't do that. That's why a lady is supposed to have some gold. Because whenever your mind is down, when you look at gold, when you relate with the gold, automatically your mind is completely elevated. That's why whenever in temples and other things, when alankaram is being done, different type of ornaments are offered, you can see automatically the lot of gold comes. Especially if you go to any Vishnu temple. Why would you feel very good, very nice, very elevated, very grandeur? Because Vishnu temple means, any Vishnu temple in the world you go, there will be a lot of ornaments. Because Vishnu is alankara priya. If you want to please Vishnu, give some more alankara, okay? Alankara means ornament, okay? And of course ornament not, copper ornament, okay? Nor brass ornament. Vishnu will ask only gold, okay? Of course nowadays what white gold, this gold, that gold. No, gold is gold. Don't go for white gold or black gold or this gold, that gold, okay? Don't try to change it. However, here is what is being highlighted is gold is related to brilliance. This is the most important point. So that's why when he says that Hiranya Retaha, next point is called Hiranya Retaha. So Hiranya is again brilliance. Reta means seed. So seed, that means what? It means the seed of this universe. In short, again it is nothing but called Hiranyagarbha. So that means it very clearly highlights. And also another one, what is there? Hiranya Eta, Bhanu Hiranya Reta, Divakaraha. Last one is Divakaraha. Divakaraha means the one who causes the day or the one who makes the day. So because of whose presence or because of whose arrival, the day begins, day starts. So what it is highlighting here is very carefully and very nicely that whatever we see, whatever we really experience, each aspect of our life is nothing but Surya Bhagavan. So that's why when you see the Surya with this understanding, naturally you will be grateful to the Surya. Can you see this point? Automatically you will feel like bending down to the Surya the moment you see it. In fact, we had one cricket player. I remember that was really very nice to observe. In fact, he could not do much, but somehow he managed. Only he managed because every time he looks at the sun, nothing else. I remember him only one way, that every time he look at the sun in the crease, in the field. And that fellow happens to be from South India, okay? He could not do much, but still he managed for a good length of time, he has managed. Because not for anything, this is my understanding, okay, I may be wrong. If he listens to me, he will kill me. That definitely he managed because of looking at the sun. In fact, those days when I used to watch cricket, I used to really not look at what he is hitting, what he is doing, what he is not doing. When he is going to look at the sun, that was my fun, okay? Any joke apart. Coming back to the point, okay? Now let us read the next verse, okay? Please. Haridaswa sahasrachi saptasaptir marichiman timironmatana shambho tvashta martandam kosuman haridaswa sahasrachi saptasaptir marichiman timironmatana shambho tvashta martandam kosuman. Again he goes further. Says that Haridaswaha. So Harita means Haritaha Asnoti iti. The one who pervades the quarters with his rays. That's why it's called Haridaswa. And not only that, he says Sahasrachi. So Sahasrachi means the one who has got infinite rays. That means pervading the entire solar system. Because we need to look at this understanding very carefully. Because here, that when we use the word that it is being provided, or sorry, it is being pervaded all solar system, we can look at this also Sahasrarchi in this way. Because of this, now the thoughts are being pervaded too. We have to give the link with the thought and the rays. That infinite thoughts are being pervaded, sustained again because of the sun. So if there is no sun, definitely the thoughts cannot be maintained or sustained either. And of course, next it says that if this is the case, very nicely, then Sapta Sapti. So Sapta Sapti means the one who has got 7 horses. Because as per the rule we say, the sun has to travel for a given miles every day and never fails. So definitely he cannot travel so much, so long, and that too without any holiday. So definitely he needs a chariot, okay? So in chariot with full of backups, not 1 horse or 2 horses, okay? So he has got 7 horses, which represents 7 colors, okay? That's why if you go to Konark temple was a replica of this concept. Unfortunately, everything is being destroyed. That's why you can see some wheels are available, few wheels, that's all, nothing else. And of course horses are not there, God forget, let us not talk. So here, that means the sun moves with the 7 horses, and each horse represents one color. That's why we have 7 colors. And when the 7 colors keeps moving, that becomes white color that we are able to see it. As you know, minimum science, minimum physics, okay? Let me not talk, this is not physics class either. That's why, okay, fine. Of course, sometimes I was looking at, especially if you go to Konark, in Konark you'll be able to see this Sapta Sapti, Marichiman, whatever he says, Sapta Sapti. This 7 also stands for a wheel. We say Kala Chakra. Later on, keeping that in mind, they try to say that 1 week is called 7 days. To make a cycle. That's why if you go to in Konark, especially in the wheels, whatever they are trying to do it with their way, which also determines or which very carefully talks about the life. So what here is highlighting here is nothing but the wheels is nothing but called cycle of time. And of course we need to look at lot of other things. Then he says Timiro Mathana Sambhu. So when he says Timiro Mathana, that also we need to look at very carefully. How it happens? If we try to see that Timiro Mathana, the one who dispels darkness. Of course, the Surya not only dispels the darkness, also dispels the ignorance. That's why it is called Timiro Mathana. Then comes Sambhu. Sambhu means the one who bestows happiness, auspiciousness. And in fact, all of us we know that because of sun, we have all sort of comfort and happiness. So whatever comforts we have today, whatever happiness we have today, it is related to only sun. That's why we say very carefully, if you want to have a comfortable life, if you want to have minimum happiness, take care of Surya Devata. In fact, if Surya is in a good position in your house, in your chart, you will discover everything will be comfortable also equal. However, then comes not only that, Sambhuhu, then after Sambhuhu comes Twashta. So Twashta means the one who eliminates suffering. That's something very interesting for us, okay? So he is also the eliminator of all sort of suffering that we have or we are going to have. In fact, that's why it's being very nicely highlighted that the sun not only gives the happiness today, tomorrow, of course day after tomorrow, also he takes care of all the sufferings. That's why any disease we have, please understand, generally most of the diseases that we have becomes more acute, more problematic in the night. Just observe this point. The disease that we have, most of the cases, very rarely it's a different thing altogether, they create acute problem in the night, not in the daytime. Because of the presence of Surya, definitely they cannot be acute either. That's why the moment you discover when there is too much pain in the night, the moment it becomes morning, either you sleep off, because many times you sleep off because the pain gets relieved, so much pain, so that's why you sleep off in the early morning. Because the moment Surya comes, automatically the pain gets reduced. So because this happens, most of the cases you might have noticed this situation. That's why what happens? Definitely sun is something removes your pain and suffering. That's why if you have more pain, whether it's mental pain or physical pain, makes no difference. Try to expose yourself to the sunlight. Even if you are depressed, doesn't matter. Even if it happens to be Chennai summer, doesn't matter. Try to sit in front of the sunlight for half an hour. If you cannot sit in the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, at least 7 o'clock, sit for half an hour, 1 hour. And especially because of the corona, you don't have any other choice other than sitting in front of the sun. And of course, then he says that Martandakaha. So when he says Martandakaha, that means what? Very nicely, Martandaka means Mrutam Andam Jivayati iti. Now the sun in the form of Ishvara starts breathing into all our lives. So that means if you observe very carefully, what it is highlighting here is, that means there is only one life in this creation, and that is called Ishvara. That's why in some other places very nicely has been said. In fact, we have seen this thing in Kathopanishad. Prana and apana, inhalation and exhalation, does not create any difference to the life and death. But it is the universal principle that makes, in whose presence prana and apana keeps moving. And that is called life force. We have seen it in Kathopanishad. So that means it is very clearly highlighted that the whole life force is only one, and it happens to be reflected in different mediums. That also we have seen it. And that is nothing but Surya Bhagavan.